What is the weirdest thing your partner does? My husband eats around 5 apples every single day. He has done this for the entire 7 years that I've known him. Our apple budget is probably insane. She rests one leg up on the sink when brushing teeth as if she wanted to step onto the sink cabinet. When we're out to dinner and he can't decide what item to order off a menu, he air tastes the food. Essentially, he looks like he's chewing, but there's nothing in his mouth. He's using his imagination to figure out which item he wants, but it requires the physicality of actively chewing in order to decide. He cannot just use his imagination. He needs to move his mouth. Memorizes everyone's license plates and keeps track of when their registration is due. Eats a block of cheese like a starving third world rodent, without cutting it. He doesn't delete any alarms he sets. He scrolls through a long list of alarms he's used in the past to find the time he wants. At this point, almost every 5 to 15 minute increment of time is in there. I find it fascinating, but can't look at it because they aren't all consistent. Feasts on tuna and mackerel straight out of the can without any add-ons. I love this man to death, but I loathe his relationship with canned seafood. Oh, and fart attacks every 3 hours. She compares her earlobe thickness to mine, calling her earlobes luscious. Her sister and our son has looked at them both and decided I have thicker earlobes, and that just sets her off. It's really funny. When he has a yogurt drink or any other type of bottle with a foil covering, instead of taking off the foil he just pokes a hole and sucks it out like venom from a snake bite. Every time I come to bed she has no blankets on, all the lights are on and the bedroom door is wide open. She sticks her finger in my mouth when I yawn. Never finishes beverages. As we speak she has 4 half-finished beverages by her nightstand. 2 bottles of water, different brands, an Olipop from 2 days ago and a Body Armor. My partner fills her coffee to levels that defy surface tension rules. Daily. She can't pick it up. She must slurp it before she can move it, man facepalming. She saves treats. And by that I mean we have Easter eggs from about 2011. Treats for her must be finely judged, if not extremely perishable. If they're too special or fancy she will save them forever and then sadly throw them away when they're definitely inedible. She tears into bags like a vicious dinosaur, leaving me to rebag the contents: chips, candy, etc. If something comes in a bag, you should be able to reuse the bag. Just make a normal human-sized hole instead of tearing the bag to pieces, lol. Almost everything is dunkable. Muffin dunked in the soup. Grilled cheese dunked in the coffee. Fries dunked in the soda. Some pretty tasty combinations have been discovered, other times not so much. Sucks on her used tea bags for the flavor. Puts her phone or vape down for 1 second, magically disappears into a void. She's a deplenisher. She won't replace anything she runs out of. I'm the one stocking up on supplies, but when she runs out of TP, she'll use facial tissue, leave the cardboard roll without a shred of paper on it, and make no attempt to backfill it from my central supplies. Her good characteristics more than make up for this quirk, which I'm convinced is more absent-mindedness than inconsiderate. I think she may be part raccoon. Cupboards left open, boxes torn into and left open, jars with the caps on but not tightened. If I left my front door open, and the bedroom door locked at night, there would be less mess in the morning. My husband has some kind of deep, subconscious need to use the wrong utensil when cooking. Making scrambled eggs? Wooden spoon. Stirring a pot of spaghetti? Whisk. The other day we had eaten a whole chicken and I was making stock with the bones. He wanted to stir through the pot, to see what else I had added to it besides the carcass. He was using a pastry brush. We have all our most used utensils standing next to the stove, ready to grab, but that doesn't stop him. She eats plain spaghetti straight from the can without heating them or anything. She's an operational master. She works an extremely tough job in a leadership role and absolutely crushes it. She also planned a move from a place we spent almost 4 years in, moment to moment, and we executed to perfection. Day by day. Logistically though, she's incapable. That move operation is gonna have us looking for our things for years because her goal was to move out in a time frame, not to group like things or prioritize placement. Sits to pee facing the cistern. Smart but unusual to see. Constantly thinks she's left something on in the house. Anytime we're going somewhere, I make a point of confirming that everything is turned off and tell her that we're all good before we walk out of the house. Without fail, we'll be in the car for 5 minutes, and she'll ask I unplugged my curling iron, right? Should we go back to make sure? My boyfriend is extremely hygienic. It comes from OCD. He has to shower every night before bed and refuses to get under the covers without said shower. He has a foot towel, and even after showering he has to scrub his feet before getting into bed because of the germs from walking from the shower to our bed. The best part is I must have extremely clean feet as well, so I get a little foot rub with a warm towel every night. I never have to clean my own feet. I embroidered special towels with little feet on them just for him. Every morning when he wakes up, without exception, he starts singing loud made-up songs about his penis. If he's watching something that had got him really sucked, and he'll forget to blink for ages, like a wildly long time, and then snap and have like a full body blink. Head down, back hunched over, in pain because his eyes are dry from not blinking. I don't know how to help him. My previous partner liked sitting on countertops, tables, etc. when she ate. Basically, any surface that usually went along with a chair, she would skip the chair and go for the table. On occasion, while asleep on her side, my fiancé will place the palm of her hand on her temple with her elbow sticking up in air. It will teeter to one side or the other, and she'll catch it and return her elbow to full standing position again. Sometimes, if she is bundled up in the covers, I'll wake up in the middle of the night to a looming dark tent next to my head that slowly leans toward me, and then goes back at the last few inches from my face. She thinks it's really weird when I tell her about it the next morning, but I think it's cute. Whenever he wants to let out a fart, he'll raise his leg butt up slightly like a dog, let it out, and then watch me out of the corner of his eye to see if I notice. Which I do. Very quickly. She has a PhD, an insane memory for very obscure things, and is generally brilliant, but when she enters the house, she puts everything down in a different place every time and loses all of it, every day. My ex would eat a Kit Kat in the weirdest way. She would break it apart, and then nibble the chocolate away around the outside completely until she had 4 wafers. Then she would eat each wafer in tiny little bites. It took her like 90 minutes to eat a Kit Kat, lol. Her 2 favorite foods were Kraft mac and cheese, and unseasoned chicken. It's weird to me, but it's in her culture. She eats the eyes when it comes to fish, and you better not cut off the tail because she eats that too. When she's sick, she throws up in the bathtub and not the toilet.